Hey, what's up YouTube? In this video, I'll be showing you how to make Naruto's house. Naruto. Naruto. Toe. By the way, I have also designed and made the Hokage mansion, which is something that you might be interested in. I actually haven't made a tutorial for this yet, but let me know down below if this is something that you would like to see. Anyway, if that does end up getting made, feel free to check down below in the description and I'm sure there'll be a link for it. This is the amount of space required to make Naruto's house. And here are all of the materials that we will need to build it. Begin by placing 5 smooth quartz block extending up from the ground. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then place a light blue stained glass pane to the right, and then a polished deep slate wall, another glass pane, polished deep slate wall, then another glass pane, polished deep slate wall, then another glass pane, and then place a spruce plank, extend that down to the ground, just like this, and then we want to take the spruce plank not on the ground but the one above, and we want to extend it all the way over to the left, and we want to connect the wall and the glass panes down to the spruce planks, just like this. And we are also going to extend that row of spruce planks underneath the glass and the wall forwards by 2 rows, just like this. Then extend the lower half of the row forwards using spruce slabs. Now that's something that we don't have on us at the moment, but we can grab those, extend that forwards, and then we can join the ends of the slabs down to the ground using spruce fence like this. Then later on we are going to extend some diorite wall upwards to meet some acacia, but I'd like to place the diorite wall now so it's left and right of the fence like this, and the wall will actually come up as high as the spruce, or rather the spruce and the smooth quartz that we have on both the left and the right. So we'll just have something which should look like this. And we are also going to grab the smooth stone slab and we want to place it in between, yet in front of, the spruce fence that we have connecting the little bit of decking that we have here down to the ground. So that's perfect. Next, we are going to come to the bottom of the spruce plank row that we placed earlier and extend it backwards by 4 using smooth quartz. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then extend up by 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We then want to extend to the right also by 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're then going to extend back and then right by 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're then going to extend back, and then right, and then back, and then right again. Then we are going to extend backwards by 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We're then going to extend right, and then towards us, right, towards us, and then right by 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And we're just going to check that this shape looks correct. That's perfect. The part that I'm concerned about is the part on the left, but the front matches the back, which is what we're looking for. We then, continuing on from where we were just building, want to extend in, and then right, and then in, and then right, and then in by 2. 1, 2. It's at this point that we are going to join back to the ground again to, for a lack of a better term, ground ourselves. We are then going to extend to the right by 16. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. And then up by 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We're then going to go left by 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then we're just going to join down to the ground. And this will connect over there eventually, but until then, we want to come to the right side of the build. So on this right side, we are going to take the top block here and extend it forwards by 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then we are going to join it down like so to form a solid wall, or not quite solid, but at least the shape of a wall. We are then going to extend this corner block across and then forwards to connect back to where we were, of course, building on the back. And we are going to join this block down as well. So we have formed a rectangular shape. This is an important part of the build. We want to take the front left-hand corner of the bottom of this area, and we want to leave a gap of 3. 1, 2, 3. And then we want to place 5 smooth quartz extending up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Like this. So this is going to be a little bit more important later, but we can actually utilize this. So we can extend this block all the way over to the right, okay? And you will find that they actually will join and connect to the very front of the build, although things aren't quite as simple as this. So we are actually going to fill this little wall in here using smooth quartz because I want to make the walls solid before I start digging into them. But simultaneously, you can also just join it back to this area here, so you can see how this kind of like blends together a bit. This corner block here at the top that connects over to the right, we can extend this back like so. And then we want to add an extra row of smooth quartz along here on the left, extend it in one, a gap of 2, and then we place 2 more blocks, and then a gap of 2, and then 2 blocks. And then this looks nice and even from the front. However, this little part that we're about to do is concealed, so this will actually wrap around on the right side like this. And then there will be a couple more smooth quartz blocks that extend forwards, but it's not really important to place those at the moment, but I have anyway, just because I know that, well, we're going to need to. So the next thing that we are going to do is just fill this area in underneath here. So again, I think it's probably best just to make a nice solid bit of wall, because we're doing the lower part and also the upper part as well. Both of them have detail, and we can pretty much just add it with most of the materials that we have in the inventory, which is good. We also have to add a balcony here. So the balcony sits nicely behind the horizontal row of smooth quartz that kind of like prevails from the left side to the right side over there. Let's start underneath. So the only thing that we are actually missing right now, and it's up to you whether you want to use pane or actual glass block, by the way, so it's completely up to you, but I'm going to swap one of those out for a door. I'm going to use solid glass block because I just find it easier to work with. Before I forget about it, we want to add a row of smooth quartz block down here on the right. So this is like nice and symmetrical from the front. There is a window. So the window that we are looking to add extends from, right, so where we have the horizontal row of smooth quartz, right, follow it along to the right, leave a gap, and then destroy a 2x2 square here and place some glass block in there. Then we want to add a doorway. So leaving a gap of 1 on the right, we're going to place 2 smooth quartz blocks, quartz slabs in front, destroy a 2x2 square, place spruce doors. That's perfect. Then we're going to leave a gap of 3, 1, 2, 3, and then we're going to place we actually just want a 1x2 block area like this, which we'll fill in with glass, and then spruce trapdoors flipped up left and right, just like this. And, funnily enough, we actually want the exact same thing up above, by the way, minus this little step here. So, if you pretty much just take a look down below and apply the exact same thing up above, I'm not even counting it out myself, which is really lazy, but literally we apply the same details just right on the ground level, or I suppose like terrace level as we have it. So, there you go, nice and perfect. That looks really, really good. There's a little bit more to this, but we can add it as we kind of go. I would like to just fill some of this in using smooth quartz though, because it just saves us doing it later. So this left side here can just be filled in using smooth quartz block. This back side here as well can actually entirely be filled in with smooth quartz. We are going to need to add some more... we will need to add some more smooth quartz as well to connect this to here. I actually think that it's at the same level as this. So if you leave a row of 2 from the top here and then extend it just across, which also makes sense as well because of course, like, you know, just how it looks visually, it just makes sense. And then we can just fill this in using smooth quartz. And I'm thinking about it now, ladies and gentlemen, what we could do is also just join all of the smooth quartz ring that we have created, because that's kind of like what it is, right? If you take a look at it from the top and use a little bit of imagination, if this was closed, it would be kind of like a ring, a circle. So we're going to connect all of this down to the crown, and then we can kind of like figure out what we'll be making next. Next, it is time for us to finish the internal shape of the right side of the build. So what I mean is, we have this row of smooth quartz here. We want to extend this row to the right by 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we extend it to the right in the bottom like this. We then want to extend the row towards us, right, towards us, right, and then we want to start extending backwards. And we should find that this connects together in a perfect-ish circle. And what we then want to do is extend all of these smooth quartz blocks upwards, because this circular shape is very important for the overall shape of this particular part of the house. So what we then want to do now that we've raised these rows up is we want to take a block like spruce planks, something that sticks out from everything else, and we want to raise up the ring, the circle that we have created by 1 row. And this will help us identify whether we have made it correctly, which we 100% have, but it will also help us make the internal part of the roof. So we want to first of all add a layer of acacia slabs along the top of the spruce planks. We then want to add a layer of acacia planks inside of the slabs. We then want to add a layer of smooth quartz block that sits above and inside of this layer of planks. This will form the shape of the next part of the house. What we then want to do is raise up the quartz area just by 1 row. Then add acacia planks on top of the smooth quartz. Then we are going to add a layer of acacia slab all the way around the edge of the bottom of the acacia planks that we have just placed. Next, we are going to fill the middle of this in using smooth quartz. With that filled in, we then want to add a layer of acacia stairs that just goes all the way around the edge of the platform, so this will effectively sit on top of the acacia planks that we placed just a little bit earlier. Next, we have to add an additional structure on top of this, so we want to mark out these two positions, okay, so this point here and this point here. I'll give you a look at it from the bird's eye view. So the point of this is that we want to connect these 2 points together by extending them both inwards like this at a right angle. We then want to place a layer of smooth quartz that wraps around the edge of this, so it kind of just wraps around and it almost sort of reminds me of a pizza slice. We want to make room for a door. This is on the front left hand side here, and we want to raise up each of these quartz blocks by 2 rows. We then want to fill the top of it in using light grey concrete, and we want to add ladders here, and then smooth quartz slabs along the top of the building, leaving a little gap where the actual ladders are. We also want to add polished deep slate wall and polished deep slate slabs, and we are going to place these, well, the first wall is going to go right here, so it's essentially like diagonally placed in front of the door, leaving a gap. Leave a gap of 1 left, place another wall, add another one on top of each, and then a layer of polished deep slate slabs on top of these, connecting together left to right, in front of this together left to right, and above and behind this together just left to right. So we want to have a diagonal layer like this. And we will have something which should, so far, this is looking pretty good, like this. And we're now just going to grab the acacia blocks again, because we just have to make the lower part of this roof a little bit better. So we're going to place acacia planks all the way along the outside of the spruce planks now. So the spruce planks have done their job. They have guided us all the way up to the top of the house, and now it's time for them to go away now. So we're going to place acacia planks all the way around the edge, just like this, right? We also want to add an additional row of acacia that just sits and extends forward in front of this sticking out part of quartz. So it sits in front of it and overhangs on the left and right by 1. Now this is all important because we now want to add acacia slabs around the edge of this, and we will have to integrate the inner part of this into a separate roof later on, but this is more so for the outer edge of the roof, the parts that like don't join to anything. The acacia slabs just go all the way around the edge like this, and that's perfect. It sits on top of that wall right there, and this will just all join together nicely. So I keep throwing like phrases at you like the inner part of the roof and the outer part of the roof. So later on, we have to make a whole separate style of roof for this part, and all of them have to join together. So that's basically what I'm saying. We'll have to somehow find a way to join them all together that makes it look all rather natural and really good. So the next thing that we are going to make is the main entrance. Grab mud brick stairs and locate this smooth quartz block right here. So we leave a gap of 1 behind this spruce here. We place a mud brick stair, 1 to the right, up and above extending backwards. We then want to destroy a 2x2 square behind this and then extend up. Destroy all of these blocks behind, and this is what we're looking for. So here we will place a door on the left, spruce planks to the right of it, light blue glass above it, and then we will replace these smooth quartz here with mud bricks. So that's perfect. And then right of these stairs, we want to take this stair here and place a smooth quartz block with a smooth quartz stair on top, and then stack up behind this slabs until we are just half a row higher than the stairs, like this. We then want to move upwards onto the next level of the house, and we want to add these windows before I forget. So we have 2 windows on the front of the house here. So we leave a gap of 1, 2x2 square, fill this in with glass. Leave a gap of 1, 2x2 square, fill it in with glass. Then white carpet in front of the windows like this. And then stashed away in the corner here, we want to have an iron bar, block of iron, stone button in front, just like this. And that will do just nicely. So on the lower part of the house again, I just wanted to get that out of the way, guys, because that's like all of that part of the house done now. So on the lower part of the house, we want to line up with where we have the glass here for the door, extend across, and we want to locate this smooth quartz block here, destroy it, the one to the right, and then underneath it, and replace these all with light blue glass. Right of this, we want to place some... I can't believe I forgot the materials. We want to flip up and down, some spruce trapdoors, and then underneath this windowsill, or underneath the window, we want to add a windowsill made out of smooth quartz slab, like this. And then, over here on the left, in the same plane as the glass, we want to destroy the central block here, and we want to grab cyan concrete and birch signs. So cyan concrete with a birch sign in front of it. Lower down on the floor, literally just below it, diorite wall, tripwire hook, cauldron. So in the corner, diorite wall, tripwire hook above it, cauldron to the right. This is such a minor detail, but we want to have oak leaves underneath the windowsill, like this. Then, left of these stairs that we have here, we want to, or rather in front of the stairs, but on the left, we want to have flower pots stacked up like this. And then on the wall above this, extending back towards the door, we want to have a bunch of spruce signs like this, leading to the actual doorway. We might even leave it just one row away like this. I think that actually looks a little bit better. And that's looking really good. That's perfect. Oh, we also want to place some flower pots here on this windowsill too. I'm realizing that I would also like some more windows on this particular part of the house, so following this design here, on the right side we'll leave a gap of 1, 2x2, leave a gap of 1, 2x2, fill this in with glass and then white carpet in front of the windows. We will also do it on the opposite side. The back of the build we are going to leave mostly alone because I don't think that you ever see a shot of the back of the build, so I'm not just going to make something up, but I'm almost certain that there are indeed windows on the sides. They're vaguely hinted at, and I've got to imagine if they're on the front and they're on that side, they're probably on this side also. So now that we have done that, I want to add a small little detail over here. So there is a potted plant. This is a brown glazed terracotta extending outwards diagonally from this smooth quartz here, with a spruce fence on top, oak leaf on top of that. So I also want to mark out some of the pathway that goes around the house now. So left of this, we'll dig out, replace it with a stone. Dig backwards, replace this with stone. We'll dig all the way to the right of this pot through this wall, replace it with stone. We then want to dig all the way forwards in front of the smooth stone slabs and replace this with stone as well. So you can see how this area is later on essentially going to be stone. We then want to dig all the way over to the right here and line up with those stairs. And we actually then want to dig one row to the right. We actually want to line up with the smooth quartz, my bad. And we can fill all of this in with stone as well because it's ever so slightly different. Like, all of this is pretty much filled in with just stone, but the pathway in front of the actual main path here in particular, we're going to mix in some cobble. And we are also going to add some buttons as well, although the buttons would be better added once this is all stone. So we'll have, like, I don't know, one here, say, and yeah, that looks great. There is a path that leads from, essentially, we leave a gap of two. So this is probably the better way to do it, right? So from this stone here, we want to dig back and around. This is so tricky because we've got stuff in the way. Around the edge of the house, right? So like this. And this will all be filled in using stone. So we'll dig all the way round to the back of the house, or at least up the side, because there's not really much space back here, so we'll probably just leave it at this, right? Or we'll go a little further. But the point is that we want to actually dig 2 layers of this. So we've gone all the way around the edge of the house, right? And then we want to dig in such a way that we go around the edge of the path, and it all wants to connect together rather nicely. And we'll just leave the path there because, again, unless you do want to go all the way around the edge of the house, you could. There is actually enough space that you could orbit the entire house. I'm not going to, though. So there we go. That looks good. And we're actually going to need both birch fence and grass. I completely forgot about grass. And the birch fence basically starts here, and it just goes all the way, funnily enough, it goes all the way around here, and it will join to a wall, which will appear here very soon. And we have a set of grass that leads kind of like forwards from the birch fence here, and we'll probably... Oh, we have to extend the path out a little bit as well, so this will actually extend to the boundary, just like this, and it gives us another opportunity to add some buttons in, and maybe even an additional cobble if you do see fit. But that's looking really good. I'm really happy with this so far. There is also a bush just in the sort of like front garden vicinity, and it's about here, and we place a spruce fence with 1, 2, 3 flowering azalea leaves on top. We're then going to extend the leaves left and right. I said that in reverse order, but you guys get the idea. We then want to extend the middle block, and then above, below, left and right, just like this. So the middle block, left, right, above and below, just like so. And yeah, that's perfect. That's exactly what we want to have. And now that we've done this, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to come all the way over to the left side of the build, and we are going to work on this roof section. So the first thing that we're going to do here is apply acacia slabs to the top front of this part of the building here, just sitting along in front of the top of the building, left to right. They want to overhang the left side of this by 1, and then extend back and up, back and up, back and up like this. But whilst you're doing this on the front, also apply the same row to the back, have it overhang, and then extend in, up, in, up, in, up, in, up, like this, right? And then we're going to fill underneath this in using smooth quartz, and we will do the same to the opposite side. And this wants to overhang on both sides of the house, just like this. And there we go, that is absolutely perfect. The only thing that we also want to do is just in this back corner here, we want to add stone bricks. And we then want to extend it to the right and forwards, and then extend these stone bricks up so that they overhang the top of the roof section just by a couple of rows like this, and add a couple of stone brick wall just in the corner from the top, extending down. And what we can then do is extend the acacia planks, because every other block of this will be an acacia plank. Extend every other plank like this, and we will extend this wall. I wasn't sure that we'd be able to extend that wall down, but we extend all of the planks across to meet each other, and then these slabs across to meet each other as well. So just like this. It's going to look really good here. And then on the back also, just like this here, and here, and there we go. That's looking really, really good. So that is 2 out of 3 roofs done, which leaves this one here. Oh, actually, no, before, we want to add another row, or we want to add a row of acacia stairs in front of the kind of like the balcony floor level, and it just wants to wrap around to the side here, and I think that this last block will kind of like turn it inwards, so it just looks like a little bit nicer like that. Next, we are going to place acacia slabs on the diorite wall, and then join them together in the middle, have them overhang by 1 on the left and the right. We want to extend them 1 row forwards like this, and then we want to extend the slabs backwards by 2 rows, so 1 and then 2, and then this is where things start to get a little bit more fun. So we are going to extend these slabs, and then actually this is probably a good idea. So we already have this row of acacia slabs here for the main roof, right? Why don't we drop these down and then forwards, down and forwards, and there we go. That kind of gives us the blueprint now. So what we can now do is extend these acacia slabs backwards the same amount, and then we can extend these across. So this is a row of slabs, however the row behind this should be planks. We can extend this across like this, and then we will want a smooth quartz block here, and then we can extend these slabs up and back, join it to the roof that already exists, and then we can extend this back and then this back here. I'm thinking that we don't even have to... I mean, we could just have like a... It could just connect like this to here. I'm trying to like have... Like, is it necessary to have this overhang here on the left, you know? Like, can it just sit on top and then just... Does that look better? Because then we get like the shape of this a little bit better. We can experiment with that, but basically once we've kind of like figured out how it like joins up to the rest of the build, all we've got to do is just fill the top of this in using acacia slabs. And we're going to take another look at this part in particular and kind of see how it looks, but we might just leave it as is. So this we can just fill in using smooth quartz. We have filled everywhere else in with the relevant blocks. That bit of roof is filled in, so the only decision that we kind of have to make is how we want this to look. And, you know, I would usually err on the side of something like this, right? And then maybe it just comes and sits on top of there. But I don't know what it is about me that's telling me, like, extend this back and then add a row here. I don't know, but... It's not the same as this side, or is it? Actually is, but still, I don't know. It doesn't seem right. It's such a minor thing, but they're the kind of things that bother me. Well, anyway, we want to add a wall that goes all the way around the house. It actually starts here, right? It's made out of white concrete, sort of, and it just sits left of this stone here. It extends all the way left, and then it starts to come back. Basically, it sits on the grid from the point that we started at. It will come all the way around the left side, across the back, and it will come all the way along the right side, and then kind of stop. So it won't come any more across the front. It will stop right here. And we want to double up on this wall from this position here and kind of an equivalent... Actually, this position here, we'll double up on it, and then we will double up on the wall on the entire left side. So there'll be a little bit that's just a bit shorter on the front and just on that right side there, and it will just look really good. And then we're just going to add some acacia slabs on top of the double part of the wall, not on any other part. There we go, that's looking great. So the last couple of things that we have to do is fill some plant pots. That's the first thing that we're going to do. So I'm going to use exclusively tulips in these pots here, just leading up to the entrance, and then a poppy and a dandelion for the two pots that just sit nicely in front of that window. And then these last little bits can actually be shown through the power of time-lapse. So this is the last, what I would consider sort of mandatory thing that you should do. Fill in the stone path using stone. That's it. However, what you might also want to do is replace the grass block using lime terracotta. I'm going to use World Edit for this, so it's going to go really fast, and I can also change my mind if I don't like it. And I'm also going to clean up the grid as well. And once you've done that, that is Naruto's house. And there we have it, tutorial complete, ladies and gentlemen. I do hope that you have enjoyed this video. Please do remember to like and subscribe, and I hope to see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.